Now, ladies and gentlemen, going ahead and welcoming our next speaker, Mr. Ajay Pareek on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause for Mr. Ajay, ladies and gentlemen? He's going to go ahead and talk about channel sales engagements. With over 30 years of experience of successful track and sales and marketing operations in large MNC in industry domains and office automation. He is right here to go ahead and talk to us. A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure having you on stage.
We are slightly digressing from the normal presentations we had so far, where we learned about chemicals, process engineering, solvents, all those things. This topic should be of interest to many of the companies here who are directly into brand marketing, who are marketing the final product and especially dealing in the channel management area of interest. So what I'm going to present here will be of tremendous interest to those companies who are struggling and fighting the bigger brands in the market. As we will see the trend which I'm going to present for the last 10 years, what is the situation? We'll start from the market trends first of all, and then we'll see as to where are the challenges lying for the companies as to how to retain the market share and also give a good fight to the bigger brands in the market space. I have picked up the excerpts from a very well-known agency who has done a detailed research into the paint industry. And this particular chart refers to the decorative paint segment. The growth over the last 12 years, you can see a very, very healthy and good growth pattern is being seen here. The growth is continuing. In fact, if you see the last, from 16 onwards, the growth has further picked up. And today what I have learned from the market sources, that there are a lot of big industry houses which are planning their foray into the paint industry, which means there is enough opportunity left in the market that these people are seeing that they can enter into it. Now, in terms of the market share, this is a very strange phenomenon observed in this industry. Almost 70% plus is being controlled by 5 brands. And there are number of players in the other category, which is 30%. And over the period of years, the 70% is on the rise, and the balance 30% is shrinking still further. It's a food for thought that why it is happening. Our experience in this industry spans over the last 4 years when we entered into this with our solution. And more we see that the biggest challenge to the companies is in terms of handling the sales and marketing part when it comes to the retail channel or the distribution channel, and also protect the margins. So what we are going to see is going to give you the understanding as to how we have made it easy for companies to take the bull by its horn and go aggressively into brand marketing. It's not difficult, believe me. With the help of technology, whatever internet, digital technologies are available here, it will become definitely easier for you to manage your sales. I've captured some industry trends from the research, and which I'm sure most of you will accept this, that the metros and big cities are only contributing 25% of the value sales, which means almost 75% of the business is left in the small towns and rural markets. The demand in smaller cities are growing at much faster pace than the big cities. So here we know that where is the market growing now. And all the bigger brand companies, they are aggressively expanding their base in the smaller towns and smaller markets. And also, from the earning point of view, the retail distribution gives a healthy margin to balance out the other sales that you must be doing in project sales and direct OEM sales. Now, this is a little bit of training part, that for a healthy sales management, what are the key factors which we keep in mind? First is presence of your brand and material in all the geographies of the market, whatever you're covering. The brand and product awareness to the last mile consumer, or maybe the last mile influencer. In your case, it will be the applicator or the painter. Stocks availability in all the geographies, which means appointment of your dealers, distributors should be in place. We have to win the brand loyalty and trust. Yesterday, in the opening session, Mr. Agarwal said, what are we selling? We are selling the experience. So this experience part is something which we need to focus, and that is where our brand will get the value. Tracking of secondary and tertiary sales, this is the most challenging part from whatever companies we have dealt with so far. Selling your goods to distributor dealer is one part of the story. But what happens after next is many times it's a suspense. And we don't even come to know as to what is happening there in the market down the line. And we are most of the times in assumption. So far, in the traditional methods, we used to heavily depend on manpower. But today the challenge is there is no skilled manpower available who can deal with this kind of challenge. Earlier, the story was different. And in most of the cases, the companies were founded some 30, 40 years back with the founders. And now there's a second generation or the third generation management which is operating the company. So they are demanding the change, that we cannot work in the same way as we used to do 10 years back to handle the challenges of the current market, right? So tracking of secondary and tertiary has become very important to understand as to how my goods are doing in the market and how much growth I can take in the next year. Most important part, how do I engage my channel with my brand? Because today with the internet, it's becoming fiercely competitive. There are a lot of companies are making a lot of noises. Now, a smaller brand or a smaller company gets lost in those noises. So the visibility is very poor. And this results into business going down. So we have to keep raising the engagement with the relevant channel partner in the marketplace. That's the challenge. Innovative incentive programs, instant rewards, redemptions. Everyone is doing some or the other kind of incentive plans. But one fact about incentive plans is, today what looks good, tomorrow it becomes boring. People want change. Because slowly and slowly everyone will start doing it, so it becomes a given fact. It becomes a default scheme. So then after some time, the attraction is lost. So the challenge here is keep on evolving newer and newer ways of motivating people and rewarding people. Short-term and long-term loyalty plans. This loyalty word is becoming very important now. Like we say, acquiring a new customer is very difficult and a lot of cost goes into it. But retaining a customer is much more easier, and you can grow much more business with your existing customer. And loyalty comes into play over there. That whatever people I have whom I'm dealing with, they should stay with me for my life. I should not allow a single channel partner of mine to leave my network. So that is the funda we are operating. And yes, data-based business forecasting. When I'm planning for the next year's business, how much I have to grow, I should also know how I will grow, where I will grow my business, where are the areas where I was not doing well, and where I will focus my energies. So all these are the key enablers for your sales management. And in the current context, I found there are a lot of challenges that many of this data is not available. So people are not able to work on these things, right? We will see as to how we make it very easy for you that all these things will become possible. The challenges in contemporary sales management which most of the companies are facing, like I said, there is no access to the secondary and tertiary movement of your goods in the marketplace. There are no current technologies available to access this data, right? There's a lack of skilled manpower who are reliable in terms of doing all that is required to be done and give you the accurate market information as to what needs to be done to capture the market. So these different, almost all challenges are common for most of the companies. Not only in paint, but I think other infrastructure companies like electric or maybe plywood or laminates, whoever is dealing in distribution network. So then, where does it take it to? We are proposing a digital way of handling all these challenges, right? To be with the time of digital technology. So what we do, we give you a digital loyalty platform, which is the central system. And every company will have their own system. And then, what we do is, all those who matter to define your market share and revenue will be connected on this platform full time. That is the first step we do, which means after this, whatever happens with this, you are in continuous communication with those people 24/7. Now it all depends what strategy you formulate and how do you manage that strategy, because now you don't have to walk into the market. You're sitting in your office, and through the portal, you can get all the information, just like most of the companies who have installed ERPs. You get all the information about your factory. Where is the raw material? How much stock is there? When is the next order going to be placed? How much outstanding is there? How much I have to pay? Similarly, in the sales field, you will have all the information on the dashboard over here. So what are the benefits? You get real-time authentic data, which is good for your analytics, because all your business decisions will be based on this data, which means you will not waste your investment on something which is not relevant. You will only focus on points which are most relevant and spend money there. The fast and accurate incentive payouts. Giving incentive is one thing, but giving it at the right time is very important. Otherwise, the incentive loses the charm. And this has been a complaint from the market that a lot of time people keep on following up claims and money is not given, so the charm is lost. Here, the payout will be instant to the last mile beneficiary. There is no intermediate agency. Here is the company and there is the painter. Whatever he has achieved for you, he will get instantly rewarded. Your marketing spends, whatever money you are spending, will now be planned, focused, and only where it is required to be done. So you can optimize your spends. You can expand your channel. You will come to know in the entire territory where are the holes where this system is not doing good. So whether you want to appoint a new dealer or you want to do some promotion in that area, you will get that focused data as to where you want to invest your money. And once the results flow in from those areas, that will be the real addition to your revenue. Easy to go to market strategy. Today you are present in 1 or 2 states. Tomorrow you can think of becoming a pan-Indian company. Only thing you need is your selling and branding strength. Perhaps your product quality is as good or maybe better than even the big brands, because I'm sure most of the people are making the products for those big brands. If you can make those qualities, you can also compete with them in terms of your marketing and sales. You can expand your territories also. Just increase your production capacity. That will be the challenge. ROI management in marketing spends. Because marketing spends in distribution is huge. So here you will focus on only those spends where you can earn the instant returns. Sales team management becomes very different once you have this system. Initially, the sales team used to give focus to the company as to what needs to be done. Now, the management will tell the sales team what needs to be done in the market. And only specific things. Go there and give me the solution to this, and you will see the change in the result. Because now all the data you have. And yes, this is very important. Wherever we have seen the engagement is continuous, the business always grows. If there's a break of your connection for 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, the focus is lost and the brands are lost. Every day, every hour, something or the other activity needs to be done, and the market perceives those companies as very, very aggressive companies. People who are not in that space, it's a fluctuating thing. Sometimes the sales is good, sometimes the sales is bad. So what is the program looks like? It's an integrated mobile app, which will be the interface on the market side, whether it's a dealer or a retailer or a painter or a contractor or architect. And the backend portal is a company's interface. So whatever you are planning for the market, everything can go into the portal. And at the receiving end, the channel receives the inputs. So there's no intermediary here. Other functions like billing, stocks, availability, logistics, everything goes as it is. But the management part comes on the digital way now. Now we have done, we took feedback from a lot of our clients By now, we have almost 25, 30 clients operating with such a platform. As to what advantage they have arrived from this. In fact, interestingly, there are a lot of paint companies also who are using the software. So the part is significant increase in the painters willing to connect in program. Earlier, they were dealing with X number of painters. Now it is multiplied 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. Because now there's a direct contact. Direct cash transfer of incentive money to their bank accounts, which is the biggest motivator for the painters category. They are most happy in the evening they get a message that so-and-so company has deposited X amount in your bank account. Nothing can be greater than that. Tracking performing and non-performing painters. If I know 4 painters are non-performing, I will have a reason to go to him and find out why you are not performing. So I will give you answers and say that by from tomorrow, let's start performing. So this is the way the whole management operates. Identify and resolve reasons for low performance. It becomes easier now because in data, if you know the cause, half the solution is there with you. Then balance story is very easy. Overall increase in brand value and trust with painters. Because through this portal, you can keep on sending a lot of information, catalogs, brochures, schemes, promotion, whatever you are planning. In the same second, the painters are receiving this information in the field. They don't have to walk into anyone. And they are connected with you on the chat with this, whether they have a complaint or a suggestion or a recommendation. Everything comes to you direct. Ease of launching multiple schemes for better performance. For some reason, the current scheme is not doing well, you can change it. It's a dynamic thing. Gradual and consistent increase in the market share. With this, you will see areas which were not performing and started performing, and that overall impact is there on your revenue growth. So what we do, our role is in terms of facilitating these companies. We are purely an IT company. We design the systems based on client feedback, and we see that how easy it is to use. So all support is provided by us. So what we do client branding of the whole solution. It is as if it is your program. We give a full technical support because we understand that these companies will not invest into IT and IT infrastructure because there are huge investments. You don't need to do that. All support will be available from us. Consultation, expert advice. Since we are dealing with a lot of multi-domain companies, we are also aware of what kind of practices are happening. We can always share the best practices, and you can try those things in the marketplace. Complete training to the client team. You hand over the team that this is the team going to handle. We will train them in the first 3 months. In fact, we will go hand in hand and even launch jointly the first time program. And then over a period of time, you can take it over and you can run the program. It's not difficult. Training support to launch the program, which I covered. Ongoing updation of the solution. This is not a stagnant solution. It's a dynamic thing. We keep on upgrading the solution with the latest and effective strategies or features which are coming in the market. So your solution is always contemporary. It is never old. So coming to the why digital process, a lot of people ask that अभी चल रहा है जो चल रहा है, why हमको इसमें क्यों जाने का? The answer is speed, accuracy, reliability, and handling of large data. In absence of digital, you don't have access to those data. So most of your decisions are not falling in place the way it should be. Now, when it comes to the solution, the key comes, sir, कितना cost लगेगा, कितना खर्चा होगा, These are the considerations. And the moment that cost comes, it looks like, oh, मेरा खर्चा बढ़ जाएगा, मेरा profit कम हो जाएगा. But the point here is, whether are you thinking it as a cost or an investment, because this is a process that you are taking. And the returns are going to be long term. So the consideration, the cost versus investment and profit versus the ROI. Most important thing. Even today, many clients are hesitant in getting into digital technology. In fact, our experience has been a lot of people do not have website also. Now, if you have to survive in this market, you will have to adapt to digital technology today or tomorrow. Sooner, the better. Because tomorrow, even the digital space is going to be crowded. So then there will be a third paradigm coming in as to how to make your identity in those environments. Just a brief about what is LoyaltyXpert. We are a 15-year-old company, but we have developed this solution in 2016. We tried and experimented with big companies and small companies both. And today, it is becoming a very smooth one. We have a stall there. If you have any questions on this, any doubts, any queries, we are available here full time. We are checking out tomorrow along with you. We'll be happy to answer your queries, whatever it is. And thank you for giving the patient listening in this session. Thank you very much.